Good evening, students. We have Merchant of Venice. You would have read this lesson many places. It's not this drama. You can watch it in any of the videos online. Very simple story, very easy and simple. You could see, but here we have only one scene. Okay, put up for you. That is Act 4, Scene 1. Lines also 172 419. This is what is a line given for you for your exam. You have to be only concentrating on what rightly the scene is going to tell. And we have this quote scene been put up for you in this lesson. You know what is a quote scene all about. In a general notion, like suppose you all know the story, like I'll repeat to you the story once, and this particular 4 pages or 3 pages of lesson given for you in your book is only going to talk about what rightly Portia was doing in the court. Okay, how she came in disguise and what she did, what are the arguments she put across to the Duke to safeguard her lover Bassanio's friend Antonio. This is your lesson, and this particular scene is only going to say about how she talks, what arguments she puts up, and all those kinds of stuff. And so this, when you see, you can talk about the text over here. One of the iconic scene in Shakespeare's plays is the trial scene of Bassanio when Shylock insists on having his penalty a pound of flesh. So this pound of flesh he was asking. Okay, Merchant of Venice is a play remembered for this particular scene. So this is a particular important scene which we should always be remembering about Shakespeare's play Merchant of Venice. And this has inspired many other trials in real life and movies. So when Portia enters the court as Balthazar. Okay, so Balthazar, she disguises herself as Balthazar. She argues in favor of Shylock and keeps the readers on their edge. Okay, however, a turn of fortune occurs when Portia cleverly claims that not a drop of blood should be shed and not an ounce less or more of flesh should be taken. So this scene is also known for the Elizabethan attitude towards Jews and has been considered prejudiced and biased. So very important lesson, very important uh, play, one of the important play of Shakespeare, very neatly written by Shakespeare. And we have a short write up about the playwright also. Please see to that you are reading this for an intro. When you are writing an essay, begin your essay with that. And as of today, this intro part alone I am just trying to talk to you. But before that, this is all about the lesson. Normally I do about the lesson and then start with the worksheets. So this is all about the lesson we have today, and some of the comprehension questions which you can follow it in the next comprehension exercise page. Before I could go into that, I thought I can give a short gist of what this story is all about. I have just made one small write up for you, so you can just in the picture format, a tree format, like I thought I can do. It's a trial scene. Antonio and Bassanio are friends. Bassanio loves Portia and he needs 3,000 pounds to marry Portia. So Antonio helps Bassanio by borrowing it from Shylock. So this is how the story begins. Okay, like he borrows the money from Shylock, the Jew, and then what happens is Bassanio is about to marry Portia. So he's very happy because he has given that 3,000 pounds what he needs, and he's very happy that he's going to marry Portia. But Antonio could not repay his money borrowed on his ship, borrowed as his ship is caught up in the storm. So his ships did not return. He thought he's a tradesman, so his ships would come selling all his goods away, but actually it all has faded away due to storm, and so Antonio could not repay the 3,000 rupees, I mean ducats, back to Shylock. So now Shylock is ready to call Antonio for the trial. So Shylock calls Antonio to the court for trial. So he knows, because see, if you have signed something, you should be the time is over means you will be called. So Bassanio is unhappy about it because Antonio is called. Why? Because he has helped Bassanio with the money. So Bassanio is unhappy. So when Bassanio is unhappy, will Portia be happy? Portia feels she should help Antonio. So this is how it goes. When her lover is not happy, she cannot be happy. So she is now doing some other things that could help Antonio. So disguises. So she what she does as a lawyer, that is called Balthazar, I told you know, as a lawyer, and enters the court of Shylock and argues with the Duke. Okay, her argument is so strong that Duke says Shylock to withdraw the case, and finally the Shylock is withdrawing the case. And what is that argument is what is your lesson here? Okay, so very neat and simple. I've given you. You can make use of this. They are two friends, and Bassanio is borrowing the money for Portia to be married with Portia, and Antonio is getting the money from his friend, from Shylock, so that he can give it back, but he couldn't repay it, and that is how the story goes. And so she discusses, this is the argument. Her argument states that Shylock could take a pound of flesh but should not spill a drop of blood when he takes away the flesh. This is what is you take. You wanted a pound of flesh, you take, but not even a drop of blood should fall when you take it up. This could not happen and not possible. So Shylock was not allowed to exercise the written statement. So he cannot do that because it is not possible. When you cut a piece of flesh, you know very well blood will ooze out. So that is not further. She also says that any foreigner who tries to kill a Venetian is a crime, and so the Duke must be punished. So that is sorry. So that not the Duke. So it's not Duke over here. So who must be punished? Who must be punished? It is Shylock must be punished. So she argues that the Shylock must be punished, and this is how the wordings goes. And finally the Duke shows mercy in Shylock and frees him. So that is what all the mercy is all about. This is Merchant of Venice, and this part showing mercy is the biggest thing of Shakespeare's play, and this is what is all about your lesson. So you can just see any again and again I'm telling it is only for 5 marks. You need not have a very great description, very great essay, and not 5 marks. You can make a 2-page write up as your essay and neatly learn. This is just I'm giving you. All this is known to you already, but this is just a gist. Okay, and when we come to the next part, that is a comprehension question part. So you can see the comprehension part. The entire scene takes place in it is very simple and easy, the court. Okay, so this is your answer. I'm just taking your answer, court. And Portia appears in the place of Bellario as Balthazar. So this is her disguise. Okay, and the Jew Shylock praises Portia by comparing her skills in arguing to Duke. So she is very clever. She is arguing to the Duke nicely. According to the contract, Shylock demands a pound of flesh from Antonio's where thigh, actually thigh or chest, actually from the thigh only. Actually this is your thigh part, and she's like he is demanding that 1 pound of flesh, from which part you should know. Okay, so most probably, like wherever it is going to be, you know very well. If it is going to be thigh or chest, he is going to lose a drop of blood, isn't it? So actually it is a chest part, because he is very clear that he wants to die. So sorry, it is a chest part he wants to do it. And trial ends after arguments from everyone in favor of whom? Antonio. So in favor of Antonio, the argument ends. So that's it. So when we come to the writing skill, we have recreating a court scene, and it's all given in your book for you, recreating how you have to recreate a court scene and all that. So you can read this, because dialogue writing will be one part of a question which will be asked for you in your 10 mark. No, the 5 marks will be an essay, and another 5 mark will be writing a dialogue. So please go through this dialogue which is given for you in the book, And the next one we have over here is worksheet 5.1. I'll be uploading it in the next video. Thank you, students.